gather round, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are starting today with some stuff that I got from Beebeecraft. They so graciously allowed me to pick a few things, so we're going to go over that real quick. Now it's like velvet that you can cut out, and it's got a sticky back that you can put like along the bases of your jewelry boxes, your resin make, stuff like that. I did get some corded leather. I have some ideas for some jewelry and things that I'd like to try and just different stuff. And instead of using those kind of cheap corded necklaces that you can buy on Amazon or wherever, I thought that I'd try some actual leather. So that's what that is. That's one of them. Now, this is a coaster set that it is the live edge kind of set that I thought is super cool, and I'd like to try that. It also comes with some gold flakes and all of that stuff. Now, I did like the gold because it had like the bronzy color had some other colors in there as well, which is super, super cool. And then we've got a bunch of crosses. Now, I used to make cross necklaces all the time, and I've had a lot of people purchase them from me, and my molds were kind of worn out. I do like that this comes with some glitter. It comes with, again, some of the gold flakes, and I have so many different opportunities for different styles of cross. Now, I did go, and this is a round corded leather. The other one was more of a flat kind of leather. This is round, so that'll be perfect for necklaces. And then this is some brown leather. Now, I apologize to Beebeecraft. I had already filmed the unboxing of this. Their stuff does not come as messed up as what I had. When I actually did the unboxing, I guess I deleted the original video, so I've already kind of gone through the stuff and started messing with it and using it. And then when I was looking back to put it in there, I realized that I deleted it accidentally or something. So I do apologize. Their stuff comes like super crazy well packaged. So please don't let the way that that stuff looked deter you from shopping there, because that was all me. Okay, so today we are doing another non-resin related project, and I thought that this is super cute gift giving idea. What I've got is I just went to the Dollar Tree and I picked up 6 jars. Now, they're just glass jars and they are airtight. They have the little lids that we're working on right now. I'm just going over them right now with some white chalk paint. Now, I'm not like worried about it showing through. I just want to get an overall kind of base color. If it pops through a little bit, it's fine. We're going to be covering it up anyway, but I just want this lighter kind of color, and I feel that what we're going to do with it is going to adhere better to the paint than it would the shiny kind of silver surface that I have. We are decoupaging again, but today we're going to use napkins as opposed to rice paper. Now, this is times 2 for me in decoupage, so I've not used napkins before. What you need to do though is when you get your napkins, you need to, there's usually another layer there, so you need to pull off that bottom layer and keep the side that has whatever picture image that you're trying to put onto your whatever it is that you're making, like for me for these lids. So I took off that bottom sheet, and now I am just getting my Mod Podge. I am going over the base. Now I'm not doing around the edges of this with this. We're going to do something different with that. I just want the images on the top. So I'm just going over with a healthy kind of coating of Mod Podge, and then I am laying these napkins down. Now, what I have learned, and one of you in the premiere had asked what rice paper was and what the difference is if it's like working with a napkin. It is not. It is not. Rice paper, honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I feel like rice paper was a lot easier to work with than this napkin was. I had a time getting out creases. It rips very easily once it gets wet. The rice paper is more durable and does not. So I could pick it up and kind of move it around when I needed to. Now, I did with this, but it does tear, and it's just not as, I didn't get as smooth of a finish as I did with the rice paper. Now, that being said, it's a lot more opaque than the rice paper is. So, honestly, if I didn't want to paint, I probably didn't have to paint over it to begin with, that white color, but you live and learn, and there are, a multitude of things that you can do with the napkins. And I'm not saying that like to deter you from using napkins as opposed to rice paper or whatever. I'm just letting you know in my experience kind of how it worked for me. I am taking my finger on this one and kind of wetting it a little bit to kind of just tear off the edges so that I don't have such a harsh line. Now, two things I learned from last time doing it. Well, one, with this, the glue wets it enough that I found that after this one, I honestly didn't even need to wet my fingers anymore and use the water. But the second thing is, I didn't like how I brushed those edges over the back of my piece because it left it lumpy and bumpy. So I'm not going to do that today. Where I will go after I am done cleaning it up, and I will go over those edges with a little bit more glue just to make sure that they are stuck down. I'm actually going to get a nail file and file that paper away once it completely dries so that I don't have the lumpy bumpiness that I had in my ornaments that I made. Okay, so I'm going to go through this real quick. But before I do, let me kind of give you a basic overall what it is that we're making. So, what I want to do is with us purchasing the house this year, and all the money for the down payment and all that nonsense, like money's on the tighter side than it has been in prior years. So I wanted to do a lot of handmade gifts and not necessarily just resin related stuff. Something else that like my family and friends could use, would like, whatever. So I have been watching a lot of YouTube on various things, and I watched somebody do a simmer pot. And for those of you that don't know what it is, it's basically dried like fruits, herbs, stuff like that, spices that you can dry yourself and or dehydrate, not necessarily dry, but you're dehydrating them, and you put them into a little pot, and then they can whoever you're gifting it to can put it on their stovetop in a pot and put some water in it and simmer it for, 2 or 3 days before it runs out, and it's supposed to make your house smell wonderful and all that good stuff. So I thought I'd like to try it, and it looks really, really beautiful. I will show you at the end when we put it together how it's going to look, but I'm just doing apples and oranges and lemons, some cinnamon sticks, cloves, aniseed, cranberries, rosemary, like stuff like that. And we're going to put it in and kind of have like a Christmassy type scent to it, which I thought was pretty cool. But the other thing that I want to do, and this is where the items from Beebeecraft come in, is I wanted to dress up the jar even more than I am. And I thought I like the jingle bells, like those big ones. And I thought it would be kind of cool to make something else that they can use as well. So they can use the simmer pot, and then they have this cute little jar that they can do whatever with for Christmas. They could gift it away again or whatever. But then I wanted them to have something else. So like the decorations that I put on the gel are use on the gel on the jar are usable as well. So I thought I remember growing up, we used to have bells on our doorknobs. And this way, anytime somebody opened the door, they would jingle, whatever. And then, at one point, my parents jingled it like it was, Santa and his sleigh coming through on Christmas Eve. So I thought that that would be cute to do. So we're going to do something like that later on just to finish these off and see what we come up with. All right, so now these have been dried for a little while. Let them dry for a couple of hours. And I'm just taking my nail file and I am going down. I'm not going up and down. It may look like I am, but I'm just going down away from the actual napkin itself just to get those edges off and finish this off better. Now, it is going to scrape off a little bit of the paint. That's fine. We're going to be covering it up for the most part anyway, so it's not a big deal. You don't want to go up and down because you don't want to come and ruin the part of the napkin that you decoupaged over that you want to keep there, because that would just be all bad, right? So what I decided I wanted to do is I am going to edge these out just to kind of hide that transition between the where the napkin ends and the side. So for these three, I'm going silver. For the other three, I'm going to do gold. And we're just going around with our paint pen and just edging them out a little bit, just to kind of finish it off and give it a little bit more detail and make it look just really, really pretty. So we're going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to bounce off. I will be back when we're ready for the next step and
Snowflakes
actually
fall,
finish up these
blessings
sides.
from the sky, making gifts with love while days go by. Fireside whispers secrets of the year, warming hearts and bringing loved ones near. Cookies baking, sun fills all the rooms, laughter echoing in the afternoon. Children filled with magic in their eyes, underneath the tree where joy resides. This is what Christmas is truly about, love in the air and never a doubt. Family together, sharing the cheer, heartfelt moments last through the year. This is what Christmas is truly about, love in the air and never a doubt. Family together, sharing the cheer, heartfelt moments last through the year.
Okay, I'm back. Got that done. Now it's time to make a mess. So what I decided that I wanted to do is I am going to do silver and blue on the sides of these in glitter, and I'm just using an extra fine glitter for this. I am going over first with a coating of Mod Podge. Now you want to be careful that you're not getting that Mod Podge in areas that you don't want the glitter to stick. I figured that this would stick better than, since it's a glue, than using the gloss varnish. We're going to go back and use that a little bit later. And I'm just going to, I started just doing it in sections, and then I realized that I didn't feel like getting a whole lot of glitter into my paintbrush. So it was better just to go over the entire edging of it with the Mod Podge and then sprinkle on the silver and blue. I'm just going to go over with the blue first and then hit back over with that silver. Trying to do not necessarily a fine, like I don't want it like super clumpy. I also don't want it to not cover the white. Like, yes, you're going to be able to see that white coming through behind it, and that's perfectly fine. But I also want to kind of even coating as much as possible with this. So we're going to do that, set them to the side, let that Mod Podge dry. So while I do this, I'm just going to let you watch the process, and then I'll be back when we're ready for the next step.
Children playing games of holiday cheer, laughter echoes, love is near. Dad tells stories of a Christmas past, time it flies, the memories last. Fireplace crackles, warm embrace, smiles lighting up every face. Holiday magic fills the air, love and laughter everywhere. Family gathered, hearts so bright, shining like the stars tonight. Cocoa cups and mistletoe, silent nights where joy will flow. Candles flicker all aglow, happiness in every show. Presents wrapped in sparkly paper, anticipation grows no hater. Grandpa's jokes and dad's encore, everyone wanted just one more. Holiday magic fills the air, love and laughter everywhere. Family gathered, hearts so bright, shining like the stars tonight.
Okay, I'm back. So we finished that. I gave them a good while to dry. Now I did go over with a paintbrush again after they had dried, just to go over that glitter to knock off anything that was loose, so that we don't have an issue with it coming off later and getting all in my brush and all that fun stuff. Now I am taking my gloss varnish, and I did mix a little bit of Rolio's pearl white in there, and that's just to add a little sparkle to the tops of these. And I'm going over the top and the sides of each one of these pieces with that mixture. Now, what this is going to do is it's just going to protect that napkin a little bit more. I know the Mod Podge does its thing, but I just feel better, especially something that may be in the kitchen or whatever, just going over it with another coat that just to make sure we don't have any issues. And then we're going to get that little bit of super sparkle in there from the Rolio Pearl White. And then over top of the glitter, and that is just to make sure that we're sealing that in so that it doesn't come off at all later on. So I am going to go over all of these pieces now. With the gold, I don't know what its deal was, but it did have a bunch of kind of spots on there where that glitter just didn't want to stick, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is going to look gorgeous when it's done, I promise you. I know that there's a lot of spots and I probably should have done a better job and maybe gone back over with more Mod Podge, but it's fine. All right, here's where the stuff from Beebeecraft is coming into play. Now, you can see how nicely it was wrapped up and packaged before I got through to it. Anyway, so I'm just measuring the width around each one of these. I guess it would be the diameter, not width, of each one of these lids. And then I'm going to add some length to that and make them all the same size. Cut out 6 of them since I'm doing 6 jars. I also have my jingle bells that I just got from the Dollar Tree. I have 6 in silver, 6 in red, so I thought silver would look good for the snowmen and the red, obviously, for the poinsettias. Now, I did play around with this at first because at first I was just going to do the big jingle bell, have it kind of hanging and whatever. And then as I was kind of playing around with it here and not liking how it was looking, I changed my mind about 150 times. I also have these really cute beads that are kind of Christmassy that I got, I think, from Temu a while back. And they are jewelry beads. But you'll see they're wooden beads. And these ones have snowflakes on them. They have red snowflakes. They have some with black snowflakes. And then some kind of like checkered pattern ones, which are really, really pretty. I thought, okay, I like this. That looks cute. But then I wasn't happy. Now, I have some small jingle bells somewhere. And I've seen them since I've moved in. But I put them somewhere safe so that I could use them. And I don't remember where that safe place was. This seems to be the constant theme around me in safe places is I don't remember. So I started off with the 2 beads. I'm going to do the same thing with the red, only with the red, I'm going to use the black snowflakes. So I'm kind of making them different. I also have these little, they're ornaments, right? But they're for, I don't know, jewelry, necklaces, earrings, whatever. And I thought, I wonder if this would look cute. So I decided to try them on there and I kind of like it. It breaks up the beads. It gives it something extra and I was liking them. I like the extra color that it gave to them. So I went with some really light baby blue ornaments for the silver ones and then green for the red just to kind of play off of it. I did go between because I have like this cream colored one. It just wasn't looking right with the red. The green looked way better. It popped more. So we're going to do that. Add a couple more of our wooden beads to it. And then a couple more of the actual like little ornament pieces. And then we're going to call that done. Now, I have seen more like in depth, like different styles of these little doorknob hanger things, but I think that they're really, really cute. And honestly, at this point, I hadn't even necessarily like I kind of had the thought in my head of doing them as the little doorknob hangers, but I wasn't sure until the very, very end. And I was like, yes, I like that. All right, so here's my dried fruit. Now I'm just kind of putting in a few pieces. I also have, you know how they, around this time of year, all the stores have like the cinnamon scented pine cones. I thought that was really cute too. And to add to that kind of cinnamony smell and kind of fill up this jar a little bit more, throw in all my orange, apple, and lemon slices, a cinnamon stick, then we're going to add some of the star aniseed, and I'm just going to keep them in whole. You can break them up if you wanted to. And then throw in some whole cloves. Now, the cranberries, I did not dry them. They are fresh. So I'm just going to put a few in here just for the sake of having it in here. I can't keep them in here now, obviously, because it's for a gift. So I've got to keep them in my refrigerator until it's closer to the time. And I forgot about the bay leaf and the rosemary. So, but that I plan on putting in there as well when I'm actually getting ready to gift this. But I think it looks really, really beautiful. And I really like it a lot. Now, this is where I was like, how do I do this? How do I make it look nice? And it did look nice this way, except for the fact that the snowman was facing the wrong direction and it was just a whole thing. But after this point is when I decided that I like the idea of having it as a doorknob hanger and making that work. Like, that looks cute. I like it a lot. But I want it to be used for another purpose too, not just like, oh, well, let's just throw this away. So I decided that I'm just going to tie it in a knot and then a little bow closer to where it would hang for a doorknob, like to put it over a doorknob. And then I'm just going to tape it onto the top of this as opposed to tying it around the jar, because at this point, once I tied the knot smaller, I didn't have enough to really tie it all the way around the jar. And I really like the look of it. I really, really do. I think it turns out really, really super cute. Now, if you didn't want to do a simmer pot, you could do like, say, maybe make your own granola and put that in there, which is can be super quick to do and very inexpensive, or all kinds of different things. Like, you could do whatever you wanted to do. I like this. I think it's a cute idea. Anyway, that's a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. There will not be a video on Tuesday because of Christmas Eve. I will have it on Monday instead at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. All right, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Laughing loud, we just can't stop. Carrot nose and cold for eyes. Button smile, he'll hypnotize. Scarf around his neck so bright. Magic here in winter's light. Oh, build him tall, build him wide. A frosty friend by our side. Through the cold he'll stand so proud, shining like a snow